Hey guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Millie, and if you're my returning subscriber, hey, I really appreciate you. Today I'm going to be talking about accepting the new you, and I'm also talking about myself, because I think I'm in that age where like things start changing. I put on so much weight just like that, and I did not see that coming, because I went like from size 34 to almost size 38 just so quickly. And I wasn't like living so it's not like I was like living very, very, very healthy, but I wasn't also but I think maybe I was living unhealthy at that time. We were building our home, and we were stressed out, and I think we ate a little bit of junk food. I think also the stress of moving and all that probably caused that. But I went from extra small so quickly to almost a size 38. And but now when I sit and remember, when I look back, I think even my daughter told me, like, I've always been focused on my weight, but I don't think I wasn't focused on it like in a bad way, like I wasn't eating or something. But I think when I gave birth, my whole stomach, changed. And even when I was on my slimmest, like when I was really slim, you could still see that push, and it has always annoyed me. It has always annoyed me. I think that's the thing I've always remembered that I hated about my body. It was that push. And so right now, when I sit down and look back on some of the photos, like when I was in my 40s, even like 45 and all that, I sit and I think like, wow, I should have appreciated that body more, because I would like to look like that now. I would like to look like that now. And I'm like, wow, look, I was weighing like size maybe 52 even, and I was still like thinking, oh, but I think I was not thinking to lose weight to become slim. It was always that portion I hated. It was that stomach for me. It wasn't like my whole body. It was always that stomach, because I felt like if I lost weight, I would lose, like the stomach would disappear. So it was always that. It wasn't like I wanted to lose weight, because even in my 40s I still had like a really good body. So my whole point is like, we actually need to start loving ourselves where we are. I feel like we need to appreciate our bodies like where we are. We need to love the changes that come, learn to accept them. I don't also think like I'm there where I'm going to be like, oh, I put on weight, oh, let me just accept it. It's like menopause. No, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to be working out. I'm going to try to get sleep, drink enough water, all those things you're supposed to do to stay healthy. I'm not going to be like, oh, now I'm turning 50, oh, life is over, oh, I just put on weight, give menopause the fault. Yes, of course menopause happens, and we put on weight, but sometimes I feel like people say like, oh, I put on weight, this and this and menopause, but sometimes I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you doing anything? So I feel like right now I'm not doing as much as I should be doing, so I cannot see the results. But I want to be able like to say like, I'm going to the gym like 3-4 times a week. Right now we're eating healthy because we get these meal packages, so we are actually eating healthy. So that part is good, and I can feel it. I can really feel it on my body. I can feel it mentally also. Like I'm not so tired because the food is really good and healthy. But I'm not working out as much as I should be. I'm not lifting those weights as much as I should be doing. So until then, I cannot be blaming like everything on menopause. But when I'm looking back at the photos, like right when I met Jan, I was even still thinking like, oh, this posh, this, I was very good at hiding it, But right now I feel like I should be. Right now I feel like I wish I could look like that, and I can't go back and look like that, like around the time I met Jan, if I work out and everything, But I also feel like I should learn loving the body I am in right now, Try to buy the clothes that will that my body will appreciate, I should try to still look good with all the kilos I put on. But again, I'm telling myself I don't want to go buy like a lot of big clothes, because my goal is to, again, I still want to go back in shape. And people say, oh, Millie, you look good, but I'm not very tall, and I know myself, I know my limit, how many kilos will be like too much. So I'm still working on getting back in a good shape. try at least to get back in a good shape, but I'm also like accepting the body I am in right now, because you see some of these young girls on social media, they have given birth, and I think like a month, the baby is like maybe 4 months, and they're like, oh, wait, I have seen this young lady, she was so beautiful, like, and she got pregnant and she put on a lot of weight. You can't even recognize her. And I think this whole thing was because of social media. People were talking about her weight and everything, and I think if she was not on social media, maybe that would be a different case. But she was on social media, and people keep on talking about her before and after, and already I think the baby was maybe 3 months, 4 months, and she was already talking about her weight. Of course, it's good, like people should start getting back in shape, but she was so focused on that, and I think that is so unhealthy. And I think social media is going to drive us crazy. Social media is going to ruin our lives because we are so comparing. I think everybody is different. Like my daughter, if you see her now, Claudia, you'll never think she gave birth like a month ago. Her body is almost back like the way it was. It's unbelievable. But for me, I got that push on my stomach, and I've always had it, and it has always been annoying me. But right now I'm like thinking like, yeah, try to dress up like clothes that don't show that thing that annoys me. I still wear like tight sitting clothes, but I still try to hide it, so my focus is not on that, on that stomach all the time, because if I don't see it like this, it don't bother me. It's first when I look at it that I feel bothered by it. So I think we need to accept, another thing is also like, I've been seeing a lot of young people. Of course, people should do what they want, but I have seen this lady from Africa. I won't say where she's from. She's young. I have a feeling maybe she's 35, and she's getting a lot of Botox, which was not needed. She's beautiful. She had no wrinkles or anything, but she's doing this Botox, and I'm like, wow, by the time you actually need this Botox, you would have like had too much of it, instead of like waiting until you like really feel like you need it. And I just don't understand like where our society is going. But for me, I feel like people, of course, should do what they want. Another thing, like I accepted my gray hair, and I'm not saying it's for everybody, but these are the kind of things I've accepted that have also given me like a lot of freedom. And I think for the gray hair, it's a bit difficult. Not everybody wants to go around like with gray hair and they're gonna feel like they're old. What do you think, like people who have had cancer and their whole body changes? Somehow they have a big fight they have to fight. I don't think a lot of them go focus so much on their body, because I think right now they're focusing on fighting this disease. So for me, I think like I want to accept my body the way it is, because I have a feeling like maybe when I'm 60, I will be looking at this body and I will be like, wow, I wish I could look like that, like the way I look right now, right? Because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at my photos like when I was in my 40s, where I thought I was actually like I didn't have my body. I always knew like my body was fine. I always had like a good body. I think it was always this stomach thing, and even now, I would accept everything else but that thing, and I think if I had ever to do anything on my body, that would be it, but I also feel like I'm accepting my body the way it is, because when I get older, I will be wanting this body I have. So I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy the body I'm in right now, and I also like for you to do the same thing, guys. Did you have the same feeling? Like, do you have the same feeling like you look at some of your old pictures and you're like, wow, I wish I was looking like that, or the same thing like I feel like imagine at that time I was thinking like, oh, I need to work out, oh, my body is not good and all that, and right now I'm like thinking like, sometimes I see photos, I tell you, and wow, I wish I could look like that. But at that time I was also thinking like, when I was 56 kilos, I was like, oh, I need to go back on 54 kilos. I need to go back on 54 kilos. You know, when I was 54 kilos, I was like, oh, I need to go back on my 52 kilos, you know. And right now my weight is like, poof, up there. And I'm like, wow, I just want to go back at least where it says 50 something, you know. But I'm not doing, I can't blame everything on menopause. And I think, I, I think we, as women in this age, we can have a tendency of like blaming everything on menopause. Of course, menopause has done things like the hormones and everything. Like I put on weight, boom, just like that. But I am not doing as much as I should be doing, you know. And I think also we have to do much more than what we did before, you know, before we were in menopause. I think we before maybe you could go work out and you see results very quickly. I think right now we have to accept that results are going to take longer than when they did like we were in our 30s, right? Because sometimes I see people, I've seen this lady who has a baby and she has no, I think she has no arms, so she does everything with her legs, and I'm always like, wow, what excuse do I have, you know? What excuse do I have? She could wish she had all her legs and her arms, and for us, some of us, we have our legs and our arms, and we're still like complaining about the body we are in, and we're not doing as much as we could to get the body we want. But also, like, we have to learn to accept that maybe our body can't do the things that they used to do. I cannot run as I used to run. Then I need to figure out how to do exercise. I need to figure out how to get in shape in a different way than I used to, because I used to run a little bit. I used to the machines maybe I used to use before, I cannot use those. I cannot run anymore. My body won't accept that. I think also for the younger people, like the ones, I know there are some younger people here following me, like in your 20s, like if you have given birth and you are so stressed about getting your body back, you also have to remember, like, you need to be proud of yourself, like this body has carried a human being, this body has carried a beautiful baby for you, you know, you have actually brought a whole person in this world. So accept, like, the body will slowly go back to its normal, and focus on your child, you know, focus on the baby. And also the same thing, I think, with us who are aging, you know, we should accept, like, our bodies, they brought children in this world. Our bodies have been carrying us. Our bodies have been working a lot, you know. We should be proud of that, like, what our bodies have done for us, you know, instead of like hating our bodies, instead of like being mad at our bodies, instead of like resenting our bodies. Sometimes I feel like if our bodies, they could hear us, they would be so mad at us, and they will be so mad at us, and they will refuse to function, you know, because the way sometimes we are so harsh with our bodies, the way we talk negatively about our bodies. So I think we need to talk very positively about our bodies, and give them credit for the things they have done give our bodies credit for all the things they have done for us, you know. We are aging, and our bodies are still carrying us. We can still walk around, we can still move around. We are, us who are still active, you know. I'm appreciative, like, I have a little pain here and there, but I can still walk around, I can still use my body, you know. So I think another thing that can also maybe make it easier for us to accept the body we are in, to accept that we are aging. Everybody's going to get old. Everybody's gonna at some point get old, you know. Nobody's gonna stay forever young. So knowing that knowing that does help. Maybe some people can be making fun of us because we're aging, but we're all gonna get old. And then we can also maybe focus on the things we can change, you know. If you feel like you're overweight, that you can change, you know, you can go and work out. I think I want to just focus on the things I can change. I don't want to focus on the things I cannot change, you know. Focus on the things that you can do, and do that, you know. The things you cannot do because maybe you have pain and all that, then leave them alone and figure out to do other things. But we need to do what we can with what we have and where we are, you know. I think we need to be very grateful, focus on being grateful, you know. Gratitude is very important, because if you're not being grateful, then you're focusing on all the negative things. Let's be grateful of the things that we have been through, the things we have done, the things we have achieved, you know. If you have had children, you have had grandchildren, let's focus, let's be grateful for the life we have lived, you know, and not be sad about the things we did not do. the life we did not live, you know. I mean, we still have time. If you're still here and worrying about that, then this means you still have time, you know. So start focusing on the things that you have achieved. Start being be grateful for the life you have, you know. Be grateful for your grandchildren. Be grateful for the friends you have. Be grateful that you have a home. Be grateful that you still have a body you can move around. Be grateful that you're not lying in the hospital sick, you know. So we need to focus on being grateful than on complaining about the things that we didn't do, the things like we should. Oh, I wish I could have done that when I was my 40s. Oh, I wish I could have done. It's too late now. You cannot change that. So accepting the new us is also means focusing on the positives, you know. I think that's what I try to do. Like when I'm thinking like, wow, oh my goodness, my weight, and I always like think of the positives. I still can look good in my clothes. I still can go to the gym. I can still use the machines. I still have my eyesight. I'm not even wearing glasses, you know. I have learned a lot of things doing YouTube editing and all that at my age. I'm looking forward to being a grandmother, so I always try to keep focusing on the positives, and that's why I think it's easy for me to accept the changes that are happening in my life, and I think I'm that kind of person. Things that are happening, I try to do something about it, you know. I just don't sit there and say like, oh God, okay, menopause has come, I put on weight, oh, that's the end of the world, you know, I'm aging, oh, you know, I can't do this. No, I think I do my best to try and do something about it. So yeah. So guys, I hope this was not a long video, and let us know in the comments how have you have anything changed in your life, and you're accepting the new changes, you know. Are you also like in my age group, and you are accepting aging, you know, like you feel like you're aging gracefully? I don't know if there's anything called aging gracefully, but are you accepting the new you? Are you accepting your new body, you know? And are you doing something to, I mean, if you're accepting, like I said, I think we should accept our new bodies, but we should not just let ourselves go. So leave in the comments, guys, what you're doing, things that have changed, and you're accepting them, so we can learn from each other, right, guys? Thank you for watching, and I hope you like this series, and yeah, see you in another video, right? Take care. Bye.